Episode number 26, and this is King Tides 2025. This was a trip that Whitney coordinated and made sure she had the days off. Do you remember what specific days were set for the King Tides to be taking place?
November 5th through the 7th?
Okay.
6th through the 8th?
I was going to say those dates make sense because the trip was from November 5th through November 11th, 2025.
5th through the 7th.
Give the dog water before...
The dog has water.
She digs through the floor.
She has water.
And if y'all can't hear in the background, there are sea lions that we're watching behind the chart room in Crescent City from the van while we record this. So if you hear them barking in the background, we went looking for elk and we couldn't find elk at the casino. That's a cormorant.
I know, but watching them take off was fun.
So we decided to come over to Chart Room because Chart Room, you're pretty much guaranteed to have sea lions.
And so we have sea lions, gulls, we have a heron, we've seen some loons, some cormorants, some buffleheads.
There's some harbor seals.
Did you see the loon pop up?
Over there. I did not see the loon pop up.
You see him though?
Yeah.
Beyond. The one isn't striking a pose anymore. I'm striking a pose now, though.
Yeah, there are plenty striking. Well, I'll say plenty. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this one laying right here kind of is.
I wonder if that's the one that was.
I think he completely collapsed. I'm not sure what's happening. He's apparently made out of rubber.
He's got an itch. Look at him. He's scratching.
So we started the trip headed inland because we had to go for a vet appointment for Sandy. So we stopped in Cave Junction at Taylor's Country Store for more sausage. And then that's where the massive biscuits came from. The picture that you're looking at.
Huge biscuits. I was wondering where these came from when I saw this picture.
Did she just crunch on something?
I think her claws hit the
box. I thought she found a piece of food. So we dropped Sandy off at the vet once we got over to Grants Pass, and then you and I went over to Mimosa's on the recommendation of Taylor from Growler King, who told us that Mimosa's had a really good breakfast, and I think she specifically said...
I was going to say, I think she really just told us about it because she likes the cheesy grits. So we got a breakfast burrito. Do you remember what kind of French toast we got?
Yeah, we got Bananas Foster French toast biscuits.
And a bowl of cheesy grits. And the cheesy grits were really good. They were super cheesy.
I said perfection. I don't know what else they would have needed to be any better. I feel like those were as reminiscent as my personal favorite cheesy grits, which come from Chimes, that we get whenever we go and get the chicken and biscuits.
Chimes.
For brunch. I felt like it's been so long since we've had Chimes grits that I probably can't make a fair assessment as to how they compare, but I thought these were really good grits.
Yeah, they were really good grits. The breakfast burrito, what kind of breakfast burrito was it? Do you remember what was in it?
We got a breakfast burrito with sausage, and it looks like it was eggs, potatoes, a pico of some sort, and then sausage. And did it have a gravy in it?
Not that I remember.
It was really liquidy though. That was one thing I didn't care
juice.
for. It was very juicy.
I wouldn't have to get it again.
I wouldn't have to have the burrito again, but I would certainly get the French toast again, and I would not pass up the opportunity to have the cheesy grits. And their mug selection for their coffee is fantastic because they have gigantic mugs for coffee.
They just have like an eclectic assortment of mugs, and you go grab your mug and serve yourself coffee out of urns or whatever.
It was the little pump top. You just walk up and pump your little coffee out, and it fills your gigantic coffee mug. I was going
to say, or your big coffee out into your gigantic mug.
Yeah. So that was fun. I liked Mimosa's. I would go back. It was an excellent recommendation from Taylor. she did not let us down. And then we went and hung out in the parking lot at the vet's office.
So I could nap some more.
So you could nap, because you came off that morning from your shift the night before, and we had to beeline to Grants Pass to get Sandy to her vet appointment. So you slept, and I played on the computer and did some social media stuff. And
He's
then
waving.
He's what?
He's waving in the middle. You see him flapping his arm.
Oh, I do now.
Sorry, there's going to be a lot of distractions in this episode.
So we finished in Grants Pass and then beelined for Florence and ended up going to Bridgeport Market, which is in the harbor, where we normally go and sit and eat our apple fritters. And this is the first time we've ever even stepped foot in Bridgeport Market. And the kids that were working there were super friendly.
Why did we even go there?
Because you needed to do schoolwork and I wanted to go sit somewhere besides the van.
Okay.
So we went in there and I got a La Fin du Mont to drink that we shared. And you did schoolwork. We went to the Jesse M. Honeyman State Park Campground for the night. And then the next morning, what did we do?
Did we decide that we weren't having dinner that night and we just had a biscuit instead?
We might have decided we weren't having dinner that night.
Because this biscuit picture's at 7:34
p.m.?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember what we did the rest of that day, though.
That would make sense. As far as food, I don't have anything else in here. And I don't know what we would have done for food that would have kept us from eating dinner. But what did we get the next morning?
Apple fritters,
We got apple fritters.
Where were we? Florence.
We went to
Apple
Big
fritters,
Dog
duh.
and got apple fritters and went to the harbor to eat them and drink our coffee. And this began the King Tide exploration experience for us. So on the way north to Depot Bay / Lincoln City, we stopped in Yachats and went to Yachats Ocean Road.
We just sat there for a little while, right? We didn't have any food, we didn't have any drinks, we just hung out.
No, we just sat there and watched.
waves.
It was still fairly early. I feel like it was still like 10 something in the morning.
Yeah.
So it was in between, like we had already had fritters and it wasn't late enough for lunch.
And it was too early for a bottle of wine. We didn't have stuff for mimosas.
Bet. Oh, we need to start having stuff from... Oh, God, that's bright.
It's going to be a pretty sunset.
You looked that way and I looked that way.
And I have sunglasses on and you don't.
I have a headache now.
Oh, man.
So we finished at Yachats Ocean Road and continued north and then went to Rodeo Point. And we sat at Rodeo Point literally 20 times longer than anyone else that parked over there that day.
We're way more comfortable in the van than everybody else is when they sit places.
We're-
We've got our snacks.
I was just thinking.
We've got our drinky drinks.
Yeah, I was just thinking that our seats are the same as anyone else's seats. If anything, there are so many more people that have so much more comfortable seats than we do.
We've got a heater that we can run without having to idle the vehicle.
We have 2 heaters that
Okay,
we
but
can
we'll
run.
melt if we run one of them while
Yeah,
we're
if we
sitting here.
run the furnace, we will literally melt. So we went to Rodeo Point and sat at Rodeo Point, the one climbing up.
Did you see him jump up there?
I didn't. I saw him as he
Flopped.
yeah, but propped himself up or herself up.
So we sat at Rodeo Point, and Rodeo Point is on the south side of Depot Bay, and we just sat there. It's probably
You got soaked.
not there. Oh, I got a little wet.
You got wet. You got wet at Rodeo Point.
That's what, 200 feet above the water?
It's a fair distance above the water.
And so it's cool because you're sitting up above the waves, watching the waves. So they don't really splash up as high as you.
Some of them did.
A couple did, not a ton. Granted, it was still a little early for high tide. And I took some videos, and it was raining. It was this first day of King Tides was a perfect King Tide day because it was windy as heck.
It was just storming.
It was not a storm because it was barely sprinkling.
It was barely sprinkling, but the wind, it had to be up to 50 or 60 mile per hour gusts.
Why is his head underwater? What are you doing, sir?
He's looking for
He
fish.
is lolling about. He's upside down, flopping his head in the water.
So he's on the platform. He's flapping his fins around and wagging his butt, but his head is submerged in the water.
Do you think he's scratching his back?
I don't.
What is happening?
Oh, he went in. He fell. She fell. That might have been on purpose. I'm not sure. Next was the most annoying experience. No. There were 2 spots this day that were really annoying, but the next one was really annoying when we went to Boiler Bay.
Okay, Boiler Bay is a disaster
on the
when
north side of Depot Bay.
When it's crowded, it's a disaster because it's a loop to get in there. It's like a little state recreation area, I think, and it's a loop to get in there, and it should absolutely...
Well, it's not even a loop to get in there. You can't turn into it if you're headed north. There's a no left turn sign if you're headed on the north entrance.
But I mean, it's a loop. Like either way, it's still a loop. It's got it's got a north entrance and a south entrance.
Yeah, but you can only get into the north entrance if you're headed south.
And it should be a one-way loop. I guess it should be a south entrance and a north exit, but it's not. People go in and out both ways, and then the drive towards the south is really narrow, but people park along it, even though I think there's no parking signs.
There are no parking signs everywhere.
And they made it to where it had to be one-way traffic, but there were people trying to go north and south, and it was just a disaster. So we finally managed to squeeze our way into the parking area and got lucky, and someone backed out of a parking spot, and we were able to get a parking spot.
We got lucky and got into a parking spot and sat there for a little while
and watched the waves, and there were some good splashes there. There were a couple. It was rare that it splashed up onto the overlook area, the grassy area, whatever you want to call it. But it did a couple times and absolutely blasted people with water, and it was unexpected, so that made it really funny.
It was impressive. It was funny and impressive. So we sat at Boiler Bay, I don't know, for an hour and a half. We invited somebody into the van that wanted to look at the van. So she looked at the van. Her and her husband started following us on social media, which we appreciate. So finished over there, and then we went south, and you wanted to get a spot on the wall,
and you were like, we're not going to get a spot
in Depot Bay, and I was like, well, we're not going to get a spot on the wall. It was so busy. Like, is there any reason to expect getting a spot in Depot Bay when it's busy like that?
People don't stay for very long. They come and they go.
Yeah, that's true.
So you just got to drive slowly and hope you get a spot.
So in the deep turnoffs where we wanted to be, somebody was leaving, and we turned into it. And then even that turned into a disaster. Like, we sat there for so long, and eventually that was the day that people
that is the day that
behind us.
Is that the day they completely blocked it off?
Yes.
Or was it the next day?
No, it was that day.
And that was the day we sat, and it was raining, and we were watching the king tides. And are you getting annoyed yet thinking about what happened?
No, I'm not getting annoyed at all. I'm looking forward to telling the story. I'm not annoyed. I'm over it.
You were annoyed then.
I was annoyed then, but I'm over it now. I was annoyed then. I'll tell you why I was annoyed then when we get to the story.
We were sitting there watching the tides, and the van was getting plastered by water because the waves were splashing up, and it was so windy, the waves were just blowing straight onto the van. And I got out several times and went and played in the waves with my rain gear on and took some pictures and some videos while Jake sat comfy cozy in the van with Sandy.
The dog too, because the dog didn't want to be out there and all that.
The dog did not want to get wet. And so we were sitting there,
and as we were saying, people come and go. So somebody had gone, and then somebody came.
And parked right next to us. And then a little while later, we're sitting there.
Not even a little while later.
Well, I wasn't paying attention, so it was a little while later.
They got there. They started walking away, and before they even made it far enough away that they couldn't hear what was going on.
I don't think that's true.
I know it's true, because you're about to say what started happening, and I'm going to tell you what I saw with my own eyes.
A car alarm started going off.
And they turned around and looked at their vehicle as the alarm was going off, and then turned around and just walked away.
See, they thought it was us too.
So they just completely dismissed it, and that was what started the whole thing where I was like, wait, so I never thought it was us.
Apparently you did, because you saw them know that it wasn't them.
That's what made me start to second guess myself, was when I was like, well, they turned around and looked at their car, and surely if an alarm is going off and you turn around and look at your car, like, you're at least going to mess with your keys or something and possibly try to figure out whether or not it's your alarm going off. But no, they did nothing. They walked away, and just the alarm kept going off. So we have not yet figured out whose alarm it is. Whitney is convinced that it's us.
We're turning the van.
After I've told her multiple times that it's not us.
I'm not sure you did tell me multiple times.
I told you at least one time wholeheartedly that it was not us.
And then I got out and I saw a reflection off of our lights. Or like light reflecting off of our lights. So I thought it was our lights flashing. So I was like, it is us. So we're sitting in the van, turning.
Now we're both frantically Googling, trying to figure out, like, 2023 Ford Transit alarm keeps going off. Whitney's telling me to go into the settings and change settings. And I'm looking at stuff where people are like, oh, well, the sensors go bad and they go faulty and it just starts going off, which wouldn't be outside of the norm because we've already had an alarm issue on the F-350. Taking a picture of the sunset.
Yeah.
Good thing I just cleaned that window. So for the van to be having an alarm issue was not outside of the realm of possibility, since we had already had an alarm issue on the truck. Fortunately, while the truck was still under warranty.
And we're sitting, when the truck alarm issue happened, we're sitting in the trailer at an RV park in Washington. And we're like, why is somebody just sitting here letting their car alarm go off?
Not even that. I'm sitting inside, and I think I literally said, I might be quoting exactly, what jackass is just letting their alarm go off right now?
And we're sitting there listening, and then a neighbor comes over and knocks on the door. Hey, you know your truck alarm is going off, right? And Jake's like, wait, that's us.
So ended up disabling the alarm, turning off the alarm, and then it happened again, and then I turned it off, and then it happened again, and I eventually had to go outside and just disconnect the battery in order to keep the alarm from going off. So that was fixed under warranty. So now we're to the point where it's happening in the van, and it's like, oh, this might be a real issue, and Whitney has convinced me that it is us, because she saw the lights on the van flashing with the alarm, which is the only thing that would make sense at this point, because the other people looked at their vehicle and then turned around and walked away while it was happening.
So then we're turning the van on and off, putting it in drive, putting it in reverse, seeing if anything will make the alarm stop going off. And it just keeps going off. And then I don't know what made me decide. I was like, I'm going to get out one more time in the rain and check and see if it's us. And I went farther over and stood in front of the vehicle next to us. And that's when I realized it was not, in fact, us. It was them. And it was a good day after that.
Yeah. So we finally decided it wasn't us. But then that was the same day that we also had the door locks weren't working.
That was another reason that I was worried that it was us, is because we were sitting there and the van was just getting absolutely obliterated by waves. I was like, water got into a spot that it's not supposed to get into and shorted something out or something, and the van is never going to be the same again.
Well, yeah, because the door locks weren't working, so we had that issue at the same time.
Which hasn't been an issue recently, has it?
No, it has not. The door locks have been just fine since the van dried out from being pummeled by salt water that day.
So all is good.
The next part is Whitney's favorite part of the day. We decided we were going to go across the street and hang out with our friend Joey at Crushed and Crafted.
And it was a lot to handle.
It was an experience.
Too much to handle.
Joey's had some relationship issues, so we talked to him about that for a little while.
And that was that. We went to Beverly Beach State Park campground for the night. I did have a really good glass of Pinot Noir, though.
You did.
It was so good.
And we would have bought the bottle if the bottle hadn't been a $50 bottle.
Yeah.
So it was really good. I enjoyed mine. I didn't even ask how much my bottle was. Doesn't matter. Went to Whale Bites for breakfast the next morning.
After staying at Beverly Beach State Park.
So we went over there, had breakfast during King Tides, and continued watching tides again because we got a good spot.
On a beautiful sunny day.
That morning as well. Yeah, the next day was the exact opposite. There's you another... Ooh,
I know, I was watching. That's why I took my sunglasses off. Was that the day that we saw the otters at breakfast, or was it the next day?
Oh, I couldn't tell you that. I didn't put it...
Let me see.
I didn't put it in there.
How can you not put important things like that?
I put... So, that...
It was not that day.
Okay, I was going to say that was the 7th. Because that was the day that I set up the camera on the roof of the van. And I'm looking forward to watching this one. I think this one's going to be cool because there were some pretty good splashes that were happening that morning that I had on camera. So I got about... He's right in front of us. We had about 30 or 40... That might not be a loon.
It's a loon.
We had 30 or 40 minutes recorded of some really good... He went under.
You jerk.
Of some really good king tide action going on. We walked around Depot Bay. We walked around a little bit that morning.
Was that the morning that we went out to the... Yeah.
I think that was the morning we went out to the rocks.
We obviously didn't do it the day before when it was rainy. So yeah, we went out to... I don't know if it has a name, that area.
The rocks.
Is that what it's called? Just the rocks?
I think it's called the rocks. While you're looking. We decided that we were going to explore for the rest of the day. When we finished walking around in Depot Bay, we ended up in Pacific City and went to Grateful Bread, which is a place that we've had saved for a little while. And we got a double chocolate brownie, which you said was cakey, but good cakey. I thought it was excellent. I would get it again. I thought it was moist and flavorful. We got...
And half of our brownie was missing.
Yeah, half of our brownie was missing. Somebody got to eat the other half of our brownie. It was stuck to the pan. Whenever they pulled it up out of the pan, some of it got left behind, and we didn't get the bits that got stuck to it. We got biscuits. They were small but good. We ate them with pepper jelly. I said we would get the biscuits again. We got a maple and candied pecan scone, and we got a chocolate chip cookie, which I don't remember the chocolate chip cookie, but I remember not being super... I don't want to say not super impressed, but the scone is not memorable.
I think I remember liking the scone.
Okay.
But I don't know.
I don't know either. We did the Cape Kiwanda Trail.
And hit a marble.
And did we hide a marble?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that was that trail?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we did the Cape Kiwanda Trail and hit a marble. That's in my hiking notes that we hit a marble. And we had lunch at the Cape Kiwanda State Natural Area.
Which was a pretty lookout. It was a pretty area. Do you remember it even?
It was the parking lot that you were trying to figure out so frantically whenever we got there, whether or not you had to pay to park in it or whether our Oregon State Park Pass would count as parking permit for it.
In case you ever go, my determination was that it is a state park operated by Tillamook County. So your state park pass does not work and you have to pay the $10 day use fee. At least that's what I did.
I wish I would have known you were so worried about it because there was literally a state park ranger that was in the parking lot whenever we got there.
But he just drove through. So
You don't think I could have stopped him?
I mean, I wasn't
If
worried
I would
about
have
it
stepped
then.
in, I realized that. That's why I said I wish I would have known you were so concerned because I would have flagged him down and been like, hey, will my state park pass work for parking here?
If I had been concerned at the time, I could have flagged him down too. But at the time, I wasn't concerned. I need snacks.
There are no snacks in here.
I need to do a better job.
I've already checked. Oh, I need to add Gardettos to the list. We don't have any Gardettos.
So we did that hike.
What did we do next?
Ate that lunch.
What did we do after lunch?
Went and got some ice cream.
Went and got ice cream at Mestuka Bay Creamery.
Nami ice cream.
Did I say Mestuka?
I think you did.
Nestuka Bay Creamery.
You got really excited.
Oh, and I got cheese.
Oh, and you bought cheese, and we got Sandy some ice cream.
And we got Sandy some ice cream.
That was a big
scream. Big one. I didn't know what that was there for a second.
He's got things to say.
And... Oop,
sorry,
Whitney,
that was me.
That was you. Let me go ahead and do this.
So we got our delicious, like the best chocolate ice cream in the history of the world from Nestucca Bay Creamery.
Nestucca Bay has the best chocolate ice cream. If you're just like straight up ice cream fan, you don't like mix-ins, you just want like chocolate ice cream, Nestucca Bay is
where it's at.
The ice cream.
It is. For sure.
And we've never had it just hard scooped. We've only had it when they pass it through the funnel screw thing. Mm-hmm. So you have to get your ice cream screwed, because when they cream it like that,
it's like soft serve, and it's so good.
Oh, it's so good, but it doesn't have. It's not soft serve, but it has the same. It's so good. So we drove from Nestucca Bay Creamery. We went into Tillamook, and I wanted to go to Tillamook Meats for sausage. So, of course, I'm going to say this. We have not eaten the sausage yet, because every time we record an episode, we have not yet managed to eat the sausage that is purchased for that episode. Whitney's starting to get sausaged out, so we can't just eat sausage on a regular basis, and we have week-old chicken that needs to be eaten right now, so I can't just pull sausage out of the freezer to eat willy-nilly when we have chicken that needs to be eaten.
We have a lot of chicken to eat.
So we got Awesome Sausage, which their Awesome Sausage is a sausage that changes weekly, and it is their best cuts of the week, ground and mixed together as their specialty sausage, their Awesome Sausage for that week. So it's always changing. We got, I think it was linguiça is what we got, which is a sausage made with wine. And we got hot links, and I'm looking forward to those very much. We went to Nehalem Bay State Park Campground for the night, and the next morning... Did we get 3 cheese biscuits or 2 cheese biscuits? Oh,
2.
3. We got 2 3 cheese biscuits. That's what threw me off. I put 3 cheese biscuits, and I was like, wait, 3 cheese biscuits?
Sea
level.
Sea Level Bakery in Cannon Beach, which we've been to before and really enjoyed. Although I'm a little bit butthurt at them after this trip. They're about to start fighting.
Yeah, so we only went because we really like their Bostock. And their 3 cheese biscuits are amazing.
But we mainly went for their Bostock.
Every time we've been so far, they've had Bostock. So it's never been a consideration that we've needed to make before as to whether or not they would have any Bostocks available. Well, they didn't have Bostocks available this day. We didn't know that was a possibility. We had not anticipated that being a possibility. So instead, we went heavy on the first pour and not so heavy on the second pour.
I didn't know I was supposed to pour equally.
That way you get an equal amount in both cups. So we got biscuits and... we got biscuits, banana bread, and pumpkin bread. And we ate our banana bread and pumpkin bread for breakfast with our coffees.
At Tolivana Beach State Recreation Area.
You liked the banana bread more than me. I liked the pumpkin bread more than you.
Neither of them were the best of what they are.
Neither of them were anywhere near the best of the examples that we've had respectively for those breads. I don't think they lived up to the quality that we've come to expect from Sea Level.
But I mean, when you think about it, like Sea Level, we literally just went with the intent of getting biscuits and Bostocks.
Yeah.
And then you went in.
Well, what would you have done?
Probably just gotten the biscuits.
Okay. So we got the biscuits. We know the biscuits are good. Whitney liked the banana bread, but it was probably only a 6 or a 7 out of 10 for her. I liked the pumpkin bread, but it was probably only like a 7 for me.
I was going to say like a 7 for the banana bread.
We went to Tolivana Beach, which is just south of Sea Level, to drink our coffee and eat our breads. And then we went Oh, man. Then was Elk Flats Trail, which is Elk Flats Trail was the easy Elk Trail. I was thinking of Elk Mountain.
Yeah, this is the one
Elk
on the
Flats
coast
Trail.
where we got the two.
Yeah, we got
2 marbles.
for marbles in Nehalem, Oregon. I remember that now. And then we went back to sea level when we finished. Do you need more water, you crazy little thing?
Gracious little dog.
We went back to sea level for bread pudding because when I was there that morning, they said that instead of bow stalks, they were doing bread pudding, and the bread pudding wasn't ready yet.
Hi, puppy.
So we went back to sea level.
And you're just going to skip over the trail?
And I went and got bread pudding, and then I made an executive decision to get a croissant. What do you want to talk about the trail? It was a pretty trail.
It was a pretty trail.
It was an easy trail. I didn't like that the beginning of the trail had so many briars or thorns.
Blackberry bushes.
Blackberry bushes, which are just like nothing but thorns.
But it was just the very beginning.
No, it was just the very beginning, but it was dense.
It only had a couple of good viewpoints. And then after that, it was really just through the woods. And I mean, it was a pretty pleasant hike. And we didn't do
pretty, pleasant, not pretty pleasant. It was very pretty, and it was pleasant.
I was gonna say it was pretty and it was very pleasant.
Okay.
We didn't do the whole thing. Once we found our second marble, we were very steeply going down to the beach. And we had Sandy with us.
Yeah, we did.
And we didn't want to wear her out too much, so
And you were having to carry her a lot on that trail.
Yeah, it was very rooty, very muddy. When we started going downhill, I was carrying her the whole way because she would not have safely made it, at least not with my overbearing dog mom self.
Helicopter mom. Yes. Helicopter mom, oh my goodness.
And did we end up getting a croissant from sea level?
Yeah, I said that. We got a bread pudding and I got a croissant because they said they were making croissants that day. And I don't think we had ever gotten a croissant from them. So, we also went to Hug Point, which Hug Point's closed right now.
But first we went
Did you notice that?
I did see something about that. First we went to Manzanita and walked around Manzanita. The town of Manzanita.
No, that was after.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. We hadn't made it there yet.
Oh, my bad.
Because I was going to say we went to Hug Point for some beach time, and we couldn't do what you wanted to do at Hug Point because the tide was too high.
And now we can't do it because it's closed.
And
rude.
Then when we were getting back on Highway 101, that was when the van initially started making its noises.
No, it made its noise initially when we left the bakery.
It made it after Hug Point.
It made it after the bakery because you were like...
Oh, it did make it after... I wrote this in the wrong... Oh, I wrote this in the wrong order. Yeah, when we were leaving sea level and getting back on 101 to go south to Hug Point, that was when it initially started making weird noises in the brake area.
And then it stopped, and we went to Hug Point, couldn't see what we wanted to see. And then we went down to Manzanita, which is a little town on the coast. And when we were parking at Manzanita,
Manzanita was cute.
Parallel parking, and it started doing it again. And so I have a video of the van making a lovely, lovely screeching sound.
And it attracted the attention of a nice young gentleman who was telling me that it could be the dust cover. He was like, "You hit something, didn't you?" And I didn't hit anything.
No.
He probably walked away thinking, oh, he definitely hit something. I didn't hit anything, but when he said it was the dust cover that sits on the back side of the rotor, or the back side of the rotor, I got under there with a pair of gloves and pried it away from the rotor slightly and tried to create some separation. And I don't feel like I moved it at all, but we have not had an issue with it since.
Don't worry, I just knocked on wood.
So
then we walked around Manzanita. We walked all the way down to the beach.
We did walk all the way down to the beach.
The only place we went into was the little bottle shop.
Dixie's Vino,
a little wine bottle shop. She gave us one sample?
She gave us
2 samples.
each.
One sample?
She gave us each a sample of a Saucerne? I don't remember.
I'll search it. Keep talking.
So she gave us each a sample of a white wine because I said that I really liked dry, mineral-driven... Sincere. So she gave us a sample, and then she was like, well, this one is $34, but I have another bottle of a Sincere from the same producer that's only $36 or $37 that I think is better. So we ended up getting the $36 or $37 bottle of Sincere, and coincidentally, I don't think I have it in here that we drank the Sauv Blanc from Fred Meyer the day before that I liked as much or more.
And it was like $12 or $13.
And it was $12.
Yeah.
$12.99. Yeah, I really like Sincere or Sincere.
Sincere definitely sounds fancier.
Sincere. Lunch at Manzanita Beach. We drove down to the beach overlook where we walked down to, and is that a big cormorant?
No, it's a heron.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Drove down to the beach, ate lunch, watched the ocean for a little while, and then ended up going to Nehalem River Dike Trail for an easy hike and marble hiding.
I wouldn't call that a hike. That was a walk.
It was a walk. It was a walk along the river in Nehalem to the end of the trail just to hide a marble. No one's found that yet, have they?
Nope, it's still there. Go get it. Join the group first.
We left there and went to Buttercup Ice Cream, which was an interesting experience. Nehalem, Oregon is a very small town. We haven't had good luck with anything so far in Nehalem. We went to Wanda's and we weren't big fans of Wanda's biscuits. And now we've been to Buttercup Ice Cream. You got the burnt chocolate. You said the burnt chocolate was good.
I would get the burnt chocolate again.
We both got caramel coffee.
Yeah.
And I got maple bacon. Which I thought the sum of the two was greater than the individuals.
And I still don't know. I don't think their ice cream is vegan. I think it's normal ice cream, but I'm not positive. But it was not that creamy.
And I didn't like what they served them in. They served them in like Chinese food to-go containers.
I mean, you've got to serve it in he's waving again, in a to-go container either way.
Just give me a regular bowl.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. But the ice cream was decent. Depending on what flavors they had at the time, I would potentially go back.
I would go back, but I wouldn't go out of my way to go back. If we were driving through Nehalem and it was 1 or 2 o'clock and we had just eaten lunch and I was like, I'm feeling kind of peckish. I could eat something.
I just ate lunch. I'm peckish.
I want ice cream. Then I wouldn't turn it down, but I also wouldn't be like, it's not a big dog situation.
Or Nestucca Bay, where we went to the monkey puzzle tree farm to kill 30 minutes to be able to go to Nestucca Bay.
Correct.
And end up with a tree.
Correct. It's not, if we were driving through and it's like, oh, they don't open for another 30 minutes, I'd be like, oh, well, we're not getting anything.
We ate our bread pudding that night.
We did eat our bread pudding that night at Nehalem Bay Campground. And we recorded an episode.
I was going to say, did we do anything else for the rest of the afternoon?
We recorded an episode. You probably did some schoolwork. And the next day.
The next day was...
The next day.
Pretty.
Yeah.
So, there's been a marble that has been hidden in Tillamook County since May, June. Been a hot minute.
I was going to say April.
Might have been April. A long time. Six months or so.
We're past sunset now.
And I figured out where it was. It's at the top of Elk Mountain. And the top of Elk Mountain is high. And hard to get to.
Yeah.
So we did a hike.
It's a long way to go up, and it's a short distance to get there.
It was 1,900 feet of elevation-ish in approximately 1.3 to 1.4 miles.
And a quarter of a mile.
We started the hike, and I was like, how fast do you think we can make it up there?
And I said we were going to do it in less than 40 minutes. I think I said 36 or 37 minutes.
37 minutes. An hour and 15 minutes later, we made it to the top.
Bruh, that was such a hard hike.
It was, I wasn't paying enough attention to you. I was literally using my hands to get up that mountain.
It was difficult. And then on the way down, we came across a couple where the woman said they do the hike.
I was like, have y'all done this hike before? And she said, oh yeah, tons of times. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. She's like, I've done it every Sunday for the past 5 years. Oh, okay. Good for you.
That's such a monstrous hike.
But she doesn't always do it going up that. She said she usually does like a 10-mile loop, which is long, but probably not nearly as steep.
I would rather walk 10 miles than do that hike.
I would want to do, if we lived there, I would do that hike frequently just to see how easy I could make it get. I would get to where I could do it without stopping. Unbroken, no rest, just go.
Do you remember how many times we had to stop?
All of them.
Yes. So we finished at Elk Mountain. It's a whole thing. Watch the video. I only recorded us going up. I did not record the descent. I only recorded the ascend.
We did get the marble.
We did get the marble.
In case you were concerned.
It was worth it. And then we went to Brittany Bakes, which is much more important. We got, what?
And she has 2 locations, one in Garibaldi.
One in Garibaldi.
And one at the Tillamook Air Museum.
Yes.
And we went to the one at the Tillamook Air Museum because it was the only one that was open that day, whatever day of the week that was.
Yeah.
And now I want to go to the Air Museum. But they weren't open.
And they're not dog friendly.
They're not dog friendly, and we had already abandoned Sandy for a few hours that day, so we didn't want to abandon her again, and they weren't open the next day because I think it was Monday the next day. But now I want to go back because you said it looks really cool in there.
Well, I mean, you walk in and it's just a receiving area, but just the planes they have on display that you can get to. Yeah. Like the Guppy or whatever it is, the big one that's out front that you can walk into without having to have a ticket.
We'll go someday.
But we went to Brittany Bakes. We got bacon and cheddar scones, which her bacon and cheddar scones were fantastic.
And that's when you killed off.
That's when we only have one more of Nana's pepper jellies. So, bacon and cheddar scones. I got you a cinnamon roll with a cinnamon cream cheese frosting. Mm-hmm. What'd you think?
It's delicious.
It was delicious. We got a brown butter chalky chip cookie.
Good? I don't remember. It's been too long.
I remember the oatmeal cookie. It was an oatmeal raisin cookie. I thought it was an oatmeal chalky chip cookie, but it was an oatmeal raisin cookie. I loved it.
You told me it was an oatmeal raisin cookie, and then we're about to eat it, and you're like, no, it's not oatmeal raisin. It's oatmeal chocolate chip. And I was like, oh, perfect. You told me oatmeal raisin. And you were like, I don't know why I told you that. It's not. It's oatmeal chocolate chip. And then we start eating. It was oatmeal raisin.
And it was so good.
It was okay.
It was so good. And we also got a pumpkin bread, which I already knew was good, but I don't think it was as good as the first time we had it.
It wasn't a pumpkin bread the first time we got it. It was a banana nut bread.
So the first time we got her bread, it was a banana nut bread.
And it was delicious.
And it was amazing. And then we got her pumpkin bread this recent time, and it wasn't as good.
Which was better, it or Sea Level?
Oh, Brittany Bakes' pumpkin bread was better than Sea Level's pumpkin bread.
Is that solely because it had a frosting on it? Or
no.
Was the actual bread better?
No, the bread was better. Then we went to DeGard and ate lunch in the parking lot, and then went into DeGard and drank at DeGard.
Did we get anything to go? We sat outside with the dog because it did not smell like cows.
Hoza.
Oh, yeah, that was really good.
The fresh hop goza.
Yeah, that was really good.
We got the fresh hop goza. That was the best thing we had, and they had it to go, so we got a bottle. Went to Devil's Lake Recreation Area Campground in Lincoln City for the night and had wine and cheese and salads for dinner. And then we were in Lincoln City that night, so where did we go for breakfast the next morning?
Whale Bites.
Whale Bites. And then went to Bigfoot for donuts.
Yeah, because you need donuts.
Because you need donuts. They do mini, like, made-to-order donuts, and they're very good.
This time at Whale Bites was the time that there were otters.
Oh, was it?
Playing in the water and on the deck, pier, dock. And it was great, and I was looking for them so hard because Whale Bites posted an Instagram story a few weeks before that of otters out there, so I was on the lookout and saw them, and I was so happy. And then we went to Bigfoot.
We went to Bigfoot, got donuts, and this begins our journey headed south going home. We went to Dream Machine in Yachats, and I bought 2 bags of coffee, got a drip coffee, and bought a cookie for lunch, which Whitney wanted 2 cookies. We went to Strawberry Hill and went agate hunting and had good luck.
You did. I didn't.
Well, one of us always ends up doing better than the other. We went to Strawberry Hill and got a good amount of agates. And then we went to El Guadalajara for chips, salsa, queso, and guac.
The guac almost killed me.
There were some exceptionally spicy sections of guacamole because we asked them to make it hot, so they chopped up some jalapenos and threw jalapenos in there, and it was a whole thing.
It didn't get mixed very well, so there were some... Whew! I didn't think I was going to make it.
There were some bites that were hotter than others. Stopped at Goosehead Co-op for some beer. I got 2 4-packs from over there because they were doing a beer sale, so it was like 20% off for 4 packs of beer, so I went over there and grabbed some good beer from them.
And their prices are already really reasonable.
And their prices are already fantastic, and they always have a really good selection. And then we stayed at Cape Blanco State Park Campground for the night.
Which was a new state park for us.
Yeah,
we hadn't been out there. It's, on the north side of Port Orford? Is that right? I think it's on the north side of Port Orford.
Honestly, don't remember.
It is on the north side of Port Orford.
It had to be on the north side because we stopped in Port Orford the next morning for 2 places.
So yeah, we stayed at that state park. It was a nice campground. We didn't have any issues. There's a nice walking trail, so we walked out to the lighthouse for sunset.
Is it in between Bandon? No, never mind. Don't listen to me.
No, it's just like 10 minutes north of Port Orford.
Okay.
15 maybe. And went to the lighthouse for sunset, and then went back to the van and ate a bunch of cookies.
Do you remember what we got the next morning?
Yeah, the delicious bread pudding.
That came fresh out of the oven?
Literally steaming out of the oven that she gave me. Tasty Kate's in Port Orford, right?
Yeah.
Went in to see if she had biscuits, and I walked in and I was like, hey, I wanted to see if you have any biscuits. She's like, biscuits? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, no, I don't have biscuits. I was like, all right. She was like, but Cafe 2.0 down the street might have some biscuits. I was like, all right, well, what do you have? And she started telling me everything she had. And she was like, and I have, what was it? White chocolate cranberry?
Yeah.
No, apple cranberry. Cranberry apple.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Did you not put it in your notes?
Bread pudding.
Fail. Interesting? What is interesting about it? But what is interesting about it?
I just thought it was interesting.
She said she made an apple pie filling and then put that in her bread pudding and baked it into her bread pudding. And so there were huge chunks of apple and cranberries. Bandon cranberries, probably.
Yeah, they might have been Bandon cranberries.
It was very custardy.
It was very custardy. It was very eggy.
Very appropriate for breakfast because it was basically just
scrambled eggs.
A quiche.
Or an omelet or a quiche. And you also got a maple pecan Danish. And I thought the maple pecan Danish was really good.
See, I thought the bread pudding was better than the Danish.
I would rather have the Danish again.
The bread pudding was more, though. And more is more.
It definitely is more. So we went to Cafe 2.0 and got biscuits. And then continued south. And that was when we finally found your decoy for your marble that we've been hunting for so hard.
Because she posted another clue, 3 days before that or something, and I just happened to see it. So we found a marble on the Rogue River Trail in Gold Beach. Oh, but wait.
What'd I miss?
350 degrees.
Did I miss 350?
Yeah, because I have a cupcake.
Coos Head Co-op for beer, El Guadalajara.
It would have been before that. We stopped at 350 Degrees Bakery in North Bend.
Oh, wait, no. We left El Guadalajara, went to Coos Head for beer. Oh, I don't remember.
At some point in time while we were in the Coos Bay, North Bend area, we stopped at 350 Degrees and I got a German chocolate cupcake, and Jake got a bourbon eggnog cheesecake.
Giant cheesecake.
Not a slice of cheesecake, a whole freaking cheesecake.
It was not a 9-inch
It was like a 9-inch cheesecake all for himself. No, it was like a 6-inch cheesecake, but it was it was not a tall 6-inch cheesecake, though. It was only maybe
it was
inch
appropriate.
and a half. Well, it wasn't like some of the slices that you get where it's 3
it was
to
not.
4 inches.
No,
it was
no.
maybe a 2-inch tall cheesecake.
It was.
And I'm not a big cheesecake person. It was really good. Look at how pretty the sunset is.
Do you need to send a picture to Brooks?
I do, but I was going to get out of the van to do that. And my German chocolate cupcake was 50% cupcake and 50% frosting, which when anything is German chocolate, that is the appropriate ratio. And it was so good, but we didn't eat that night until we got home.
Well, that's still technically the trip.
Yeah. And then there was an exhausted puppy dog in bed.
Yeah, she was done. But that's the end of the trip.
It was a good trip. King tides were fun. Newsflash, if you want to see big waves in Depot Bay, you don't actually have to go during king tides, because we went back the next week.
And they were still
big waves.
Yeah, I don't know.
And there were less people.
So I don't know if you would have sent me to Depot Bay the next week. I don't know if I would have been able to discern the waves the next week from the waves outside of the storm.
Yeah.
When it was storming, it was a completely different monster. But I don't know if I would have been able to discern the waves from what?
I'm just looking at the sunset.
Our most recent trip.
Yeah.
To during the king tides.
So if you want to see king tides on the Oregon coast,
just go to Depot Bay.
Go to Depot Bay and don't worry necessarily about going for king tides. You can have a week before, a week after.
I would say go during the winter season.
Well, yeah, it's for sure better in the winter, but because we didn't see waves like this. But if you can't make it for the 3 days that they say is king tides, quote unquote, you can still see some awesome waves.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's worth it to go during king tide season. I say season.
King tide dates.
Yeah, if you go during the king tide dates, it's going to be a madhouse, and I don't necessarily know if it's worth it. You could go during the winter season. You can get out and take your picture if you want to. I don't know if it's worth it in order to go over there during that time and deal with the crowds. If you want to hedge your bets and see the most impressive situations of waves, then maybe king tides is the right time to go. But otherwise, just go during the rainy winter season and get away from the crowds. But Whitney already said bye, so I'm going to say bye. We love you all. Thank you for listening, and we will talk to you next time.